Hello everyone and welcome back to Ventures with Them. So guess what? We're cooking again. So we have another menu that we're doing with every plate. So this is the recipe for tonight. It's the onion smothered chicken. It's ingredients, things that you have to add. So one thing I want you to know is that on every one of these recipes there is something that you have to provide yourself. Usually it's like butter, oil, salt and pepper, that kind of thing. So normally almost every single thing is in this box so far from what we've used, but there's a few things that you do have to provide. So, and then this is what we're going to be doing. I've already started a little bit of it, not very much though. Got a couple of pans over here and skillet. I have a little bit of oil in here. I've gone ahead and started with the peeling of carrots. I'm chopping the carrots. I've already peeled the onions. I've gotten the garlic cloves peeled. Haven't started any of the other processes though with it. So I'm just sitting here sawing away at the carrots. So it says to cut these at an angle. I'm not a chef. I'm not good at that. I don't really know. I'm sure there's an easy way to do it. I don't really know how to do that though. So if you know, leave me a comment. So basically what it says, and there's a lot of carrots to cut up, put over here. So if you have a meal subscription kit that you like, leave it in the comments. I'd like to know. I'd like to know what's out there that people really like, because basically I'm just getting some in, trying them out, see what we think of them. The main thing is usually cost on it, because I mean there's some that look good, but they're expensive, and especially after you get to paying the shipping and so forth on it. You know, I can't really see paying a whole lot per plate when you have to provide part of it and do all the work and cook it. So, but like I said, if you have one that you really like, let me know. Now, the reason I went with every plate is because they were running a first time deal, and it was $2.99 per plate. So that seemed to me to be a really good deal, and we usually have some leftovers, so it ends up actually being dinner and lunch sometimes, just depending. So last night we did the pork katsu, and we ended up with a huge piece of pork and a lot of rice left over. So that's what I had for lunch today. And it was really good. I must say, I really think that one actually ended up being better the next day than it even was the first night. And we really liked it, so if that tells you anything. But there's a lot of stuff that's like that it's just better the second night. It's like it soaks in the sauce and so forth, and it just tastes better. I don't know, are you like that, or is it just me? So every one of these recipes come with, like I said, the meat and the vegetables, and they also come with lots of seasonings and extra items. So this one actually calls for biscuits, and they sent these little bitty baby biscuits. Isn't that so cute? So we got 2 little cans of them, and then it came with like all the sour cream and seasonings, extra seasonings. There's a blackened seasoning in there, and there's hot sauce, trying to remember what else was in there. It's like, I think this one has like chicken stock or something in it. But usually they come with, like, last night's came with sriracha. So I tried to plan a trip today. I actually got the rooms reserved for Hershey. Super excited about that one. And looking at maybe doing something during spring break. And then, I don't know, don't tell anybody, but maybe doing a trip for the kids for Christmas. So, you know, I think that would be fun. We've done that before and went to Universal Studios for 10 days. And it was a lot of fun. And just know that the longer you are there, if you book it on a budget and you book it out well, the cheaper it is. So that's the reason we were able to do 10 days, was because the longer we stayed, the cheaper it was to stay. So we did 10 days and it worked out really well. They actually have the family rooms that you can get, and if you ask for them, they will let you stay there if they have one available. And I want to say it sleeps 6 people, maybe 8, depending on, but I think the one we stayed in slept 6. And it has like a little kitchen. So if you wanted to cook while you were there, you could definitely do that. We did not, but who's to say that we won't this time? Okay, so I just took off a couple of pieces of the chicken, and this is what they look like. Very juicy. No, very good. Got the carrots in the oven, and I just put in the 2 little cans of biscuits. Put them over. Things pretty quick here. Turned it down, so let's see. Well, this is what I use for my turning of my meat and picking it up. This is an old thing that I got probably 100 years ago. No, just kidding, not quite that long. But it's by Pampered Chef. It's just it's easy to hold meat, but you can also do it like you can hold onions with it and cut them. Go ahead and take this off. It's really good. We're gonna let that sit there for a little. Onions. Chicken on the bottom there. Get these out. This is just delicious. Look at these grits. Okay, and then so we've added in the onion, and it says to put in some salt and pepper. And cook and stir it, and then we're going to add the garlic and butter. This is butter that I softened earlier. So let's just put about a tablespoon of it in there. So that was about 3 tablespoons. So that should be good. I'm going to let those cook there for just a little bit, and it says to let it cook for approximately 5 minutes, so we're just going to let it sit there and do its thing. And it smells really good. You can really smell that garlic, and definitely smell those onions. They seem to be very strong. We had something similar to this last week, so we're going to see if this one is just as good. Alright, so now we're cooking the gravy. It's just kind of sour cream and chicken stock, and it's got some butter and some water. It's basically that's all that's in it. Take this chicken and go ahead and slice it, make sure it's cooked thoroughly, because it's one of the things that you need to make sure. It looks good. It says to take the onions out and then put the meat back on for a minute to sear through. So I'm going to take the onions out. So now it says to put these back in here and let them, I think basically what it's wanting to do is just kind of soak in what we've been cooking into the meat. So, it comes with hot sauce packets. I probably won't use that up front. We will just leave it in the packets, and then it can be used to flavor with, because not everybody likes hot food, so, or spicy food. I tend to wash my cutting boards off pretty often when I'm cooking. I just like them to be clean. this is just heating through. It's just melting the rest of that butter. And then we'll take it off and let it thicken. First you may have to add a couple of tablespoons of flour to it. So we'll see. Okay, so the gravy is now sitting, it's going to thicken as it sits there, and the chicken has now been just heated on both sides. Basically, it's just bringing the flavorings in from cooking the onions and the bell peppers, or the onions and the garlic. So that's all it's doing. I put the carrots back in the oven for a few minutes. They were still a little bit crunchy, but they weren't bad. They tasted pretty good. But they were also a little bit cool from sitting out, so I just put them back in for a few minutes while this is finishing up and while that's setting for a few minutes so that it can thicken, and then I will get everything out. Okay, and so this is one of the final plates. It's got the chicken with the mushrooms and the gravy. I'm sorry, the chicken with the onions and the gravy, biscuits, and the carrots. So there we go. We'll let you know what we think here in just a little bit. Okay, so we finished eating and it was pretty good. It had a blackened seasoning that comes with it. I only used about half of that. It did come with a lot of carrots, and it did come with a lot of gravy that we didn't use. So, and it comes with the 2 small cans of biscuits, and we still have biscuits left over. So, but all in all, it was fairly good. So that plate is running about $2.99 per plate per person in this box. So stick around and we'll see what else happens with the other recipes that we have. So that being said, you have a wonderful day.